I'm so pathetic when it comes to knowing what movies I've done. I'm sorry. I don't watch them. I feel better not watching them. I couldn't. What was the question again?
Order in the court, or I will have you removed. Understood?
In the next article, 2016, it's entitled Johnny Depp, Friends and Family Seriously Concerned About Him. Here's Why.
Yes.
Correct?
How did they know?
May 1st. The next article says Johnny Depp reportedly drank heavily and was constantly late on the new Pirates movie set. Did I read that right?
You did, reportedly.
The next document, entitled Where Did It All Go Wrong for Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp's star power looks as wobbly as Jack Sparrow on a plank. Did I read that right?
You read that very, very well.
The next one, a Rolling Stone article, entitled The Trouble with Johnny Depp. Multi-million-dollar lawsuits, haze of booze and hash, a marriage gone very wrong, and a lifestyle he can't afford inside the trials of Johnny Depp. Did I read that right?
You did. You should read the article.
And the last one, from Daily Mail. Vodka for breakfast, 72-hour drug binges, spending sprees that beggar belief. Alison Boshoff reveals why Hollywood's reeling over what's being called Johnny Depp's career note.
Who's Alison Boshoff and how does she know?
When Amber made abuse accusations, you became aware that it got a lot of press attention, correct?
Very quickly, I became aware.
You became associated with those,
I think that's clear.
and you understood that she became associated with those same accusations that she made, correct?
Well, she had a choice. I didn't. She threw the large bottle, made contact, shattered everywhere. I felt no pain whatsoever. I felt heat, as if something were dripping down my hand, you know. And then I looked down, realized that the tip of my finger had been severed. I was looking directly at my bones.
You were drinking pretty heavily.
Were you there?
Paul Bettany's a good friend that you've done drugs with, right?
That's a strange question. Paul Bettany is a good friend. Yes.
It's heard didn't like it when you were high on drugs or drunk on alcohol, right?
She didn't like it when it was her perception. Her perception's quite different than the truth. I did assault a couple of cabins, but I did not touch Miss Heard.
And
As you can see, I think, no.
you poured yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Yeah.
I poured myself a large glass of wine.
Right.
I thought it necessary.
And they thought about someone trying to break into their unit. That was the dog trying to get into the unit. And they were so afraid. Oh, somebody's trying to get into my unit. They're like, oh, come on, really?
You don't recall seeing Amber Heard on May 24th, correct?
I don't remember. I don't even remember what I got for breakfast.
Mr. Depp, if Disney came to you with $300 million and 1 million alpacas, nothing on this earth would get you to go back and work with Disney on a Pirates of the Caribbean film.
That
Correct?
is true, Mr. Roddenborn.
Miss Heard told you that you vomit in your sleep a lot. Do you remember that recording?
Yes, I do.
And what's your response to that?
She didn't tell me. I heard it in court. When someone brings up the fact that you vomit in your sleep every night, and, well, first I think you'd be aware of it, and also I think the first thing that I would do is seek medical attention. It didn't exist. If she had referred to me as being a monster, there was no way that I was going to sit there and go through a 45-minute argument about, you know, you're a monster. No, I'm not. You're a monster. No, I'm not. You're a monster. No, I'm not. It was an impossibility. So what do? You accept her vernacular. You accept what the word that she uses, and then you use that word to placate her so that it would lessen the attacks.
Shades. There's this light coming across.
I appreciate that. It's probably good light.
You've left nothing and I've left everything. So suck your dick.
Yeah.
going.
Which is probably your next move, because it's what you fucking need. No, I don't want to suck your dick. I don't want nothing to do with your fucking midsection.
I need something.
Well, go get it, man.
Because I need something. No shit, I don't. Suck your dick.
I don't want to.
No, yeah.
Oh, is it? What is it?
No, I'm sure Rochelle's available. Call her up. I'm sure she's available.
Maybe she is. That fake laugh. That fake laugh is too much to take.
No, I'm sure she's...
That fake laugh is so disgusting.
I'm sure she's great. I'm sure she's great.
And to be, just so we're clear, on how many occasions in that second mediation did Mr. Depp look you in the eye?
Many.
Okay. And when Ms. Vasquez asked you if you knew why Mr. Depp couldn't or wouldn't look you in the eye here or in the UK, you said, yes, you know. Why? Please tell the jury why.
Because he's guilty. Because he knows he's lying. Otherwise, why can't he look at me?
Thank you. You were asked about it.
I survived. I survived that man, and I'm here, and I'm able to look at him.
Fucking like thinking that I'm going on a road with a band.
Hey, I can't hear you.
You told Mr. Depp to suck your dick multiple times, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You tell him to go run to his 15 other houses, right?
That's correct.
Because that's what he would do when you behave like this, isn't it?
Eventually, he would go and stay in one of the other houses.
You call him a sellout, don't you?
I was expressing frustration about his criticism of my career and how many problems that caused within the dynamic of our relationship, yes.
So you call him a sellout and a joke?
I called him horrible, ugly things, as you can hear. And
Sellout.
We spoke to each other in a really horrible way.
Pretty sure we just heard you speak to him in a really horrible way. You called him a sellout,
I just
right, Miss
disagree.
Heard? You called him a sellout, right, Miss Heard?
I called him a lot of ugly things.
And a joke.
I called him a lot of ugly things.
You called him a joke on that recording. You called him a washed up piece of shit.
I think we both called each other that on that occasion, yes. That's
Mr.
how that
Depp
works.
says, quote, your jealousy is so tragic.
I heard him say that, yes.
You were the jealous one in this relationship, weren't you, Miss Heard?
I think he was indicating I was jealous of his career.
But now you've twisted it to say it was Mr. Depp that's the jealous one.
Johnny's always been very jealous. When I worked, when I did anything, friends. Yes, he's always been very jealous.
Isn't he aware that Mr. Depp has testified under oath that he would not take another Pirates of the Caribbean franchise role for $300 million and a million alpacas?
No.
Would Disney entertain paying Mr. Depp more than $300 million and provide him with more than a million alpacas to be able to obtain his services for any future Pirates of the Caribbean role?
No.
So you would have been marked as deposition exhibit number 50.
What's up, fellas? How you doing? Thank you so much. I just made breakfast for all of them this morning. Waffles.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Have a great day. You really? Good morning, sir. Good morning. Have a great day.
So that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
You slipped up there, didn't you, Miss Heard? You let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
TMZ is the same outlet that you released the video of Mr. Depp attacking the kitchen cabinets the day before this deposition was taken, wasn't it?
I didn't do that. I don't
TMZ
know how
owns
to do
the
that.
copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea what TMZ
Did they
owns.
pay you for that?
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
I have no idea. It is that's not my area of expertise. I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Those locks were to the penthouses at the Eastern Columbia building, isn't that correct?
That's correct.
But you changed the locks to the penthouses on May 22nd, 2016.
I attempted to.
That's why you felt comfortable having James Franco over the evening of May 22nd, 2016, Ms. Heard?
I do not know when James came over.
Okay, let's remind you.
Something's going on there. Unless he's drunk.
You and Mr. Franco on May 22nd, 2016, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And you're taking him up to the penthouses, aren't you?
That's where I lived, yes.
And it's past 11 p.m. at night, isn't that right?
I'm not quite sure of the time it looked like that.
You knew Mr. Depp was out of town on May 27th when you went to get the domestic violence restraining order, isn't that right?
I don't know if I knew that at the time. I think that's when I learned he had an island, his private island. I noticed he was drinking tea, but like lots of tea. I just, thought the man really loves tea. He starts crying. I had never seen an adult man cry. It's weird. But it's the love of my life. And he was. That made me feel like my soulmate, as cheesy as that sounds. I just felt like he knew me.
These the text messages?
Yes, that's what he was sending me while I was taking care of his daughter. I looked into his eyes and I saw my future, hope, like blind hope, so in love. He brought my dad out to London with my best friend, and my dad told me, Johnny has asked me permission for your hand in marriage. And I felt like the luckiest woman in the world. Johnny took his penis out of his pants and started trying to pee or peeing outside of the house, saying that he had more messages for me. And this is in front of security. And they kind of just like looked at each other and looked at him and kind of not laughed, but kind of half, played it off and corralled him. It was how it looked. It looked like corralling a wild animal.
Don't drag us into this.
I don't see him anymore. It wasn't him. It was black. I couldn't see him. And I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him at all. I don't know what happened next. I don't understand. I don't know how that night ended. I don't remember. You can see my little sister, her back to the staircase. Johnny swings at her. I don't hesitate. I don't wait. I just, in my head, instantly think Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him.
Oops. She writes, my throat is yours. You're going to be the death of me, but I don't care. Then you write, I have other uses for your throat. Have other uses for your throat, which do not include injury.
Sorry, could you read that again?
This is a picture of you on a black leather couch, passed out, correct?
Passed out's an interesting way of putting it. Maybe asleep?
That's ice cream on your lap, correct?
It is indeed. Miss Hurd asked me to hold the ice cream as she noticed that I was on the nod. That means falling asleep from the 17-hour day that I'd worked. If you'll notice, my right hand is in my pocket, so I wasn't participating in the festival of ice cream. She knew what was going to happen, that I would fall asleep and it would drop. And that was a wonderful picture to take for her.
Sure.
I don't know why she took it. But...
So it's Miss Hurd's fault that that picture was taken. Is that what you're saying?
She snapped it.
With respect, trying to respect the court's time and the jury's time, that was not my question. My question was simply,
when you
would
take
agree,
5 minutes to look for a
you would
document,
agree, you would.
If she wanted to go to bed, I'd say, oh, well, I can't sleep, right now. And rather than go and just lay in a bed and stare at the ceiling, I would say, I'll just watch. I'll be out here watching TV or hanging out. And that was just not acceptable. I didn't understand why I as a 50-something-year-old man, was not allowed to go to sleep when I wanted to.
I'll talk to you later. You heard Miss Heard say, "Get off me," right?
No, I did not. I heard distant screaming, and I heard, "I'll talk to you later, I'll talk to you later."
Next
That she
exhibit, Mr.
grew
Depp.
up. I'm sorry, I was talking. Is that all right?
You would answer my question. We'll take a look at the next exhibit. Thank you.
As long as you're happy, sir.
How often did Miss Heard bring your children into your arguments?
Too often.
At the end of your relationship, how was Miss Heard's relationship with your children?
Non-existent. My children, my kids are far more intelligent than I am. I refused to be around her. I didn't like the way she treated me.
NANI?! Ha
So I sat down on the couch and I took my boots off. Suddenly Miss Heard approached with this look on her face. And she just said, "What did you just do? What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean? You took your boots off." I said, "Yeah, yes I did. You were busy, you know." No, that's my job. That's what I do. You don't do that. I do that. Okay, all right then. Ms. Heard demeaned that young man to the point of tears. I had spoken to Ms. Heard and said, "That's just unacceptable. You have no right. You cannot always be right. You should try being wrong sometime because you might learn something."
You don't know if it's humans, bots, my cat doing the searches, correct?
Objection asked and answered, Your Honor. Sustained. Next question.
Now,
It was published on December 18th, 2018.
Doesn't that say December 19th, 2018?
December 18th, December 19th. This was a document that you signed as part of your divorce proceedings, correct?
That's my signature indeed, yes.
Mr. Depp, that is your signature on the right, correct?
Yes, it is.
This is a document you signed, right?
For the third time, that is my signature, yes.
Go to paragraph 27, please. And that was a document you signed in August of 2016, correct?
Is that the same one that I signed 3 times before? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the fourth.
Well, I wanted to make clear that you signed
made it
that in
clear.
the summer of 2016.
If I wanted to leak information, I could have done it in a more effective way.
Wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
A lot sooner and a lot more.
Because
I
you
was
knew exactly
living
how
with
to
a
do that,
mountain
right?
of this evidence. If I wanted to leak it, I could have done a lot more with it.
You stupid.
I thought you testified earlier in this trial that you didn't know how to leak things.
I don't.
Right. This is a situation where you were trying to get Mr. Depp to pay attention to you, isn't that right?
No, I was trying to stop him from using.
And because he ran away from you at the first sign of trouble, you call him a monster,
I was
right?
trying to stop him from turning into the monster. The drugs are the key that opened the door.
Who was the real monster in this relationship, Miss Heard?
Listen, Johnny, it's half of Johnny. It's not all of Johnny. The other half of him is wonderful and beautiful and the man I love.
you didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he'd sustained an injury on one of his
Well,
fingers.
objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Oh. Okay, he said he sustained an injury to his finger.
Any discussions with Miss Heard on the way to Coachella that evening?
We had a conversation pertaining to the surprise she left in the boss's bed prior to leaving the apartment.
And when you refer to the surprise in the boss's bed, what are you referring to?
The defecation.
About the defecation in Mr. Depp's bed.
A horrible practical joke gone wrong.
It was a photograph of the bed, our bed, and on my side of the bed, was human fecal matter. I understood why it wasn't a good time to go down there. My initial response to that was, I laughed.
Let's go to May of 2016.
It looks to me like the one on the left has the vanity light, the makeup lights, you know, the more yellow hued ones that go around the mirror on, and then the one on the right looks like it doesn't have those.
Isn't it true you just edited these photographs?
No, I've never edited a photograph.
Didn't you just enhance the saturation for one of these photos to make your face look more red?
No, that's incorrect. I didn't touch it.
You testified to another incident in March of 2013 where Mr. Depp hit you while he was wearing a lot of rings. Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
And you testified you felt like your lip went through your teeth and it got a little blood on the wall.
Yes.
There isn't a picture of you with injuries after that alleged incident, is there?
I don't know if I've seen one. I can't recall. There are a lot of pictures.
You didn't produce any photographs after that alleged incident, did you?
I don't know if I took one or if it's included. I'm not quite sure which ones.
You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that alleged incident that your lip went into your teeth. You don't remember that, right? You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that incident, right?
I don't believe I've seen that picture admitted.
That picture doesn't exist.
I don't know which one you're talking about. We have pictures from March 2013, yes.
The only picture that you've produced and shown to this jury is the one that was just put up on the screen, where you said he hit you multiple times in the face, and you appear to have what is a bruise on your arm, correct?
I believe this is the only picture that's in evidence right now.
That's the only picture you've shown to this jury from March 2013, correct?
I believe so.
You testify that Mr. Depp, quote, whacked you in the face.
That's correct.
And you went to the bathroom after that, right?
I did.
And then, according to your testimony, when you came out of the bathroom, Jerry Judge, Mr. Depp's security guard, who's passed away, pointed out that your nose was bleeding, right?
He did that in the hallway.
And you said you hadn't known that your nose was bleeding until Jerry Judge pointed it out to you?
Yes, that's correct. I was unaware until he brought it up to me. I didn't see it when I was in the bathroom, but I wasn't looking.
So it's your testimony that you went into the bathroom and didn't look in the mirror, which I assume was in the bathroom, to notice that your nose was bleeding?
That's not why I went into the bathroom. I went into the bathroom crying. I don't even know if I paid attention to the mirror. I certainly didn't enough to notice any blood.
But pictures were taken of you in Russia, though. Isn't that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We had a press or a dinner.
It's also a picture from when you were in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, right?
That is correct.
And you have no visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
Even though Mr. Depp whacked you in the face so hard that your nose bled?
He did.
While wearing chunky, big rings, right?
That's correct.
You also testify that Mr. Depp, again, whacked you in the face after the Met Gala in May of 2014, right?
That is correct.
You testified that you thought he hit you so hard he broke your nose.
That's correct.
You said your nose was, quote, swollen, discolored, red.
That is correct. I took a picture of that.
You testified you took a picture of your face after this.
I did.
But you didn't show that picture to the jury, did you?
I would like to.
But you didn't show it, did you?
That's not up to me.
This is a picture of you, Miss Heard?
Yes, it is.
At that event?
Yes, it is.
The night after the Met Gala?
Yes, it is.
The night after Mr. Depp allegedly broke your nose?
I'm not sure if it was broken, for the record.
Okay, so that was the highlights recap of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp defamation trial. And if you want to see the full videos, you can check out Rent Free and Meme Lord channel. They will have the full videos. That's where I got the content from. And we'll see you next time. Take care.